You want to know something that really sucks? It's when you record an entire video, this one, in the car previously, and then you go to edit the video and find out that you actually deleted it off your SD card. So here we are redoing the video. Actually recorded the same topic like a week ago, but because I erased it, I just wanted to shoot it again real quick in the garage. This topic is something that I encountered when I went to buy this particular Cobra, and I also mod on the 0304 Cobra for sale group on Facebook, and I see this come up quite a bit where people ask for Cobras to buy, like they're looking for one to buy, and a lot of their criteria differs a lot between ones that are completely built and ones that are more or less stock, and kind of brings up the point of, which one is better. But in reality, there really isn't a better one. It's just a preference of what you really want, because both sides of it have their up and down points. So I wanted to break this video down into the pluses and minuses of buying a car that is either completely modified from the start when you buy it, or building it yourself from the ground up with it relatively stock. This one, in my particular situation, my Cobra was very much stock when I bought it, except for a mid-pipe and a tune. And the way it is now, it's completely different. And there are definitely some hang-ups along the way with doing it the way that I did it, as far as building it from the ground up, that I'm sure a lot of other people have encountered as far as issues and problems. And that's what I'm going to cover in this video. I think the biggest benefit to buying a car that's already completely built is it's eliminating a lot of the problems that you don't have to deal with. There's been a lot of ups and downs with this car as far as things that didn't quite work the way they were supposed to, issues and problems that I'd run into when getting it from completely stock to the VMP with an aftermarket fuel system on it. So that whole process, it's much more simplified if you have a car that someone else already built, and they go through and they figure out all these gremlins and all these problems, and is already all resolved and already all taken care of, and you really don't have anything left to do except put the key in the ignition and go and drive it and have fun with it. That's really, really a huge benefit to buying one that has already had all the work done, and it's just a huge plus overall. I think one of the benefits of buying one that's more or less stock and building it up yourself is that you give yourself an identity with the car. You form it to how you want it to be. When you buy a car that's already completely built by someone else, it's their project and their vision of what they wanted the car to be, not yours. Even if it checks all the boxes for what you're looking for, it still was someone else's build versus your build in the way that you wanted the car to be done. Of course, there's an in-between to all of this. You could buy a car that's got some mods to it. You can change wheels, you can do minor modifications, and still give the car that identity. But as far as buying it and not really doing anything with it at all, not changing anything on the car, just turnkey and go, it's like it's your car, but it's not your build. It's someone else's build that you bought, versus this is my build. This is the way that I want the car to be. It's set up the way that I want it. And it's really hard to get that with a pre-built, pre-packaged build car that you don't get when you start from the ground up and do it yourself. But is there like a right or a wrong way to really do it? I don't think there really is. I mean, both have their pluses and minuses. And another benefit to buying a car that's completely built already is usually you get diminishing returns on what I paid for this car, what I have in mods for it. I can't sell it for that price. If I added up all the mods plus the buying price, it's way above, even with the inflated Cobra market value right now. Well, I don't want to say inflated, I want to say higher, because the prices are rising, as they will be as they get older. You'll never get that back. So when you buy one that's completely built already, you're saving a ton of money, which is a huge benefit, because if I were to sell this car as it sits now, I won't get anything close to what I have into it as far as what I've built it up to where it currently is now, with more planned on top of it. When it came to buying a Cobra, when I was looking at buying one, it didn't matter too much to me which direction I went with. I did end up getting one that was mostly stock, but I would have bought one that was more modified, but I would have made changes to that as well. If I had bought a car that had a 2.9 Whipple, or a 2. Well, maybe not the 2.9. If I had bought a Cobra with a 2.3 Whipple, I would have changed it out for a VMP. If it had a 2.9 Whipple, I probably would have kept it and probably wouldn't have changed it out for the Gen 3R. So you can still buy a car that's modified, but still make your own personal, touches to it and change it up a little bit. So as you can see, it's kind of a mixed bag of pluses and minuses. There's a lot of back and forth as far as what's more beneficial to you. Do you really want to put your, your stamp on the car? This is my car, this was my build, this is how I want this car to be, versus, this was someone else's build that I just happened to buy. But let me know in the comments below what your preference is, or what you did with your car. Did you buy one completely built? Did you buy one that's stock and you're building it up to what you want it to be? If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You can always unsubscribe down the road. If you found the video informative, make sure to leave it a like. It really does help the channel out. And above all else, thanks for watching.